If you've been following the channel for a bit, then you may have seen the last desk setup tour which I talked about my gaming and work setup, but I wanted to share my brand new 16-inch MacBook Pro setup with you guys, so here it is. So first thing, let's talk about the desk that I'm using. This is the IKEA Alex desk. I've had this desk for a while now, ever since I moved back to California. This went from being my gaming PC desk to now my MacBook Pro work and creative desk. The thing I love about this is the fact that it has two drawers, which I fill with a bunch of random items and phones that I've reviewed. Also, this desk is great for cable management thanks to the built-in compartment in the back. On top of the desk, this is the Grove-made desk shelf. This is probably my favorite product on this desk setup. The walnut finish, the cork feet, and the way it just looks so good. The cool thing about this though is the fact that I can hide my keyboard or mouse after I'm done editing or working. I can easily clean the desk by hiding stuff under the shelf, and I also have this neat tray organizer also from Grove-made that fits under the desk shelf to keep things organized and neat. The monitor that I'm using is the Samsung TU87 monitor that hooks up via Thunderbolt 3. This is a 32-inch 4K monitor that looks super minimal, but the display covers 99% of sRGB, 85% of Adobe RGB, and it also supports HDR10. The reason why I chose this monitor versus, let's say, an ultrafine 5K from LG is the fact that this monitor can provide up to 92 watts of power via Thunderbolt 3, which is perfect for this 16-inch MacBook Pro, but it also features an extra Thunderbolt 3 port and two extra USB-A ports for accessories and anything else I want to plug in. So what I have hooked up to this monitor is the BenQ screen bar, which you've seen in my last desk setup tour. I absolutely love this lamp. It doesn't take up desk space, it just lives on top of the monitor and doesn't reflect light onto your monitor as well, which is my favorite part. Now I also have my Samsung 2TB T7 plugged in via USB-C on this monitor, and surprisingly I'm still getting near full speeds with this drive even if it's plugged into the monitor. Now this helps keep everything looking clean, and I'll have less cables plugged into the actual laptop. Now for my mouse and keyboard, I'm using the MX keys from Logitech. This keyboard is made out of aluminum, so it's got some weight to it. It's wireless, it has all the shortcuts for Mac, it's backlit with sensors too, so it lights up when it sees that your hand is moving towards the keyboard, and the best thing is that it charges via USB-C. The mouse that I'm using is the Logitech MX Master 3. This mouse is perfect for video editors thanks to that scroll wheel on the side, so I can easily scroll through my timeline. Plus, it's really comfortable. This mouse now also charges via USB-C, which is perfect for this setup. As for the computer it's hooked up to, this is my new 16-inch MacBook Pro that has the i9 8-core processor, 64 gigs of RAM, and the latest AMD Radeon Pro 5600M graphics card with the HBM2 memory that Apple released in June of this year. This thing is an absolute monster for video work. I've actually been editing on this for a bit, and whether I'm editing my own YouTube videos or commercials for clients, this is my go-to editing machine. I went with a MacBook Pro because I love the fact that I can always disconnect and move to my bed or couch and continue working. But back to the desk though, I have the MacBook Pro sitting on the 12 South Book Arc in silver. Now my MacBook Pro was actually silver, but decided it would look a lot better in this super special edition PewDiePie dbrand collaboration, which I was lucky enough to pick up when it went on sale. Now the pattern on this matte black skin looks really good. The trackpad is also covered in the same skin, and as for the bottom of the MacBook, I chose to go with just matte black just to keep everything looking stealthy. But obviously with dbrand you have a ton of options to choose from, so if you want to check out what they have to offer, click the first link below or go to dbrand.com/heymarkl. And special thanks to dbrand for sponsoring a portion of this video. Now as for the accessories that's plugged into my MacBook Pro, let's start with the OWC Thunderbolt 3 Pro dock. This thing is an absolute lifesaver for cable management. The Thunderbolt 3 Pro dock features a ton of ports in the back, including two Thunderbolt 3 ports, one of which is capable of powering a laptop up to 60 watts, and the other at 15 watts. There's three USB-A ports, an eSATA port, there's also a 10 gigabit Ethernet port, DisplayPort 1.2, and lastly an SDXC card reader and CFast 2 card reader. So this helps keep everything organized, and just like the monitor, it helps keep clutter and cable management for this desk setup as clean as possible. Now I also have my LaCie One Big Thunderbolt 3 external drive that has an 8TB drive inside. This is where I back up all my Final Cut Pro projects, but also where I can plug in another SD card if the one on the OWC is already occupied. And lastly, I have the Audio Engine D1 DAC next to the OWC dock, which are hooked up to these new tiny Audio Engine A1 speakers. These are actually Bluetooth speakers that sound amazing for the price and size, but I wanted them to be hardwired so there's no lag when I'm watching or editing a video. Plus, I can use the D1 to plug in my headphones when I'm editing my videos so I can hear what it sounds like for you headphone users. Now, another cool thing about this DAC is that it doesn't need a separate power supply. It's USB powered, which is why I chose this instead of a super expensive audio interface. As for the chair I'm using, I'm now a believer of Herman Miller chairs. This is the Mira. If you're looking for the best chair, please do yourself a favor and buy a Herman Miller chair. If you sit for more than 5 hours in a single day, you need a good chair for your back, and these are the best chairs that you can buy. There's a ton of adjustments you can make on this chair, and it's just so comfortable to sit on. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this quick little video and hopefully picked up a few ideas for your very own desk setup. Make sure to check the description below for all the links and information about the products that I featured in this video. And yeah, special thanks to dbrand again for making this video happen, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next Techtober video.